The rents, they're high. Here is a chart. This is the annual report by the Canadian Mortgage and Housing Corporation. It's considered the gold standard for rental data, with tons of details that only come out once a year. And as you can see, Vancouver is at the top once again. And you might think, hey, $2,200 actually seems low, but that's because this is the measurement of all rental units, including those that have had the same tenant for years and years and years. On the open market, these are the numbers. Metro Vancouver is still number one, and a newly rented 2-bedroom unit is $2,600, hundreds more than anywhere else in the country. Plus, Victoria and Kelowna are the third and fourth most expensive places in Canada. But is there a silver lining when it comes to vacancy? No. Here is another chart. Vancouver is still under 1%, lowest in Canada, and the number of people moving out of their rentals is also lowest in the country. And a government analyst believes it's because homeownership seems increasingly out of reach.
This normal flow of people from rental to ownership is also sort of slowed up, and that's putting added pressure on the rental system.
So why aren't things getting better, despite the big surge in building rental apartments all across the province? Well, supply has risen, but so too has demand.
There was a really strong population growth in 2023, and you see in Vancouver, for example, that's kept everything really, really tight.
And the numbers bear that out. Here is one final chart. It shows the population growth in BC every quarter over the past decade. And last year, we saw numbers skyrocket to modern highs. All those new people have to live somewhere, and it's one of the reasons why governments are talking more and more about limiting temporary residence. But it also means there's likely no relief on the horizon anytime soon.
The rent and inflation pressures, they are starting to ease. And it'll take a couple of years before we see that work its way through the rental system and stabilize.
Until that happens, though, the living conditions for plenty of British Columbians will be anything but stable. Justin McElroy, CBC News, Vancouver.